Welcome back, episode 37 of Revisited. Is it 36 or 37? 4 episodes, 36. Or 46, my bad. Finally getting into Naruto month, and we're starting again with Nux Taku, just like Fairy Tail month, which is a big, for some reason. I don't know why we did it this way.
It's Nux. It's always fun to talk about Nux. He always has something to say. So it's safe. It's very safe. It eases us into Naruto month. We get to talk about the Mangekyo, the Sharingan, the Uchihas. And that's fun.
Here's the problem. It doesn't ease us in. It goes in. No Vaseline, no condom.
No, not really. Because
Fairy Tail did not ease us into Fairy Tail month.
That was a lot longer of a video. And this is more focused.
That's not my point.
This is, as opposed to the entirety of Naruto, it's actually good. Here's the story, blah, blah, blah. This is just, I'm going to focus hard and fast on this one little group and this one little ability within that group. And we'll see where we're going.
Has a Nux video ever gotten less than a 9.5?
I don't remember numbers. You know that. That's not my job.
I think almost every of his videos has gotten a 10. No,
but it's a lot. Again, it's a safe person. It's not like, oh man, if like the Natsu 5 things to like about Natsu or whatever.
I don't remember that guy's name.
If that would have been the beginning of Fairy Tail month, I was like, wow, this is kind of a bummer. This is nothing. But now we know that we're gonna get content out of this dude, and it sets the pace for the rest of them.
My whole thing was ease. I understand strong beginning, strong end. 100% on that. Ease into it was the problem I had.
I don't know
there.
what do you have a contention with ease in?
Cause it hits us hard. We got angrier at that Fairy Tail than almost anything we've done.
So what would ease us into, let's say, Fairy Tail month?
The first Catch 'Em All Saw video.
I don't think so.
I think that would have been honestly, Just Stop's video.
I don't think so either. That was too long.
It was long, but I feel like that would have been a much more easing. To me, it's like getting into a parking space and Nux Taku, you're doing it at 60 and then slamming on the brakes, hoping you don't hit that curve. It's not necessarily an ease into the spot.
This is a spot that we come to all the time. We know it. We know that there's 2 trucks next to us that we know the spacing of.
Okay, it's familiar. Yeah, let's just get into it then. This is called Curse of the Mangekyou Sharingan. For some reason, in parentheses, Naruto. Like, I don't know what else it could possibly be, Nux.
One of the high points in all of Naruto for me is its rich history. So many long-running shonen that people like to compare to one another have very different qualities of world building that make them great. In One Piece, to quote my friend Tekking, geography is everything. For me, the appeal of...
It's not everything. There's also the history of the island, the people within the island.
The history of the world. There's a whole person's goal that is the Void Century, which is apparently a lot of bad shit that the government did. So it's not necessarily, just looking at the world itself and that's the world building.
Geography is everything. For me, the appeal of My Hero Academia's world is the development of the society they inhabit, but no other series to my recollection truly builds its world through history and historical events like Naruto does. Now don't get me wrong,
Okay, let me hear the rest of this sentence.
I ain't no history buff. I hated history in high school.
Okay, he's not expanding on it and naming enough things. What?
Madara comes from the past. He's a past villain. So does Kaguya.
Okay. Could you honestly say any of that until Shippuden? And honestly, not even until Shippuden. Until probably the last 7th of Naruto?
I'm trying to think, because this is about the Uchihas, and I'm like, Sasuke's goal is due to something that happens in the past. And I'm like, that's so many people that doesn't even make any. So let's hear his point. Let's hear it.
I ain't no history buff. I hated history in high school.
Same.
Granted, it was Canadian history, and frankly, nothing ever happened in Canada. But Naruto uses its history to build its world in a fascinating way. It makes you feel like part of the world, and
see? Very safe. We're back here already.
Why are these people constantly feeling like part of the thing.
So let me just do a really quick search because I do not think we've ever seen the village hidden in the sound. So let's see if we could get...
I think we saw the periphery of it when somebody attacked it. Like, it was like a long shot and maybe a hut.
This is what we got.
Oh, maybe not then.
Oh, wait a second. No, it looks like Sasuke's team went to it to grab that, and then they left. Okay. Boy, I feel like part of that world. No. Because, again, what is the major difference between the village hidden in the leaves and the village hidden in the sand?
Outside of one is in a forest and one is in a desert.
There's buildings. We don't know. Like,
is the money the same?
Yeah. Is there like a centralized? Well, there would have to be, or at least some sort of exchange rate.
It's got to be some type of exchange rate because our world doesn't have the same type of currency. There is an exchange rate.
But so yeah, like when Gada's team came in for the Chunin exam, they would have to be like, "Hey, we got 50 sand bucks, and you exchanged them for leaf buck." Like, let me look up.
And is leaf bucks like 47 to the?
No.
50? But you know what? It's they're probably just gonna say it's all Rio or whatever it's called.
It is in fact Rio. Currency used in the Naruto world.
Wikipedia, can y'all please stop bringing up videos when people click articles?
It's crazy.
Thank you.
Everybody know Wiki. Shut up. It says nothing about... Wait, but they have money. But they have dollars.
Like actual dollar room?
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just putting it in a term we understand.
No, because here, you see it says from whatever Rios, and then they put a dollar sign. Look at it. None of these have a dollar sign, but only this one does.
Just to buy the circus. Yeah, I would assume that's just the
Land of the Moon does not use Rio.
Oh,
but that is a movie, so hey, let's just assume that Naruto's money is centralized to the entire world.
I don't see how that would make any sense.
Because there's nothing to contradict, though. Although money isn't focused on much in the story, certain pieces of and sums of money have been mentioned. Okay, Sarutobi has a bounty of 335 million Rio. And, yeah, because they have the little bingo books, and they flip through them, and they go, this dude is worth whatever amount of Rios. So it's not like this book was... If I got a book from Japan, it wouldn't say... Dollars. It would
At the same time, that bingo book, where was it centralized? Because if it comes from the village of the leaf, then...
I do not believe that it would come from the village of the leaf.
Okay, where did it come from?
It's a bounty? Give me a second. They're black books used by ninjas that contain any and all information on blacklisted ninjas. They are to target. There are multiple versions. That most commonly being based from the hidden villages. Okay, so they're...
Oh, also, the hidden villages, ninja is a job, so that means they're non-ninjas. So do just ninjas use Rio, or do everybody use Rio?
I don't believe that it would be silly if only ninjas use Rio.
Why? Only ninjas use ninja tools.
Because you don't want like a shopkeeper having because it's a trained weapon. You need to train in like a shuriken.
Okay. I don't think you need to train in a kunai. It's a knife.
It's a specialized type of knife.
It's a knife
because you got to throw it as well. Knives aren't for throwing. But kunai are for both cutting and throwing. Can a kid
pick up a kunai and stab somebody with it?
Absolutely. But the danger comes when it is thrown.
Absolutely.
Because it throws at an angle like that.
Absolutely.
With the speed. If you throw a knife, it's either flipping, doing a little circle flips, or it's just like going forward and just wobbling down. No, it's the precision of the kunai that makes it. You need to have a training and...
We're way off of whatever his point was.
No, it was world building, and now we have two questions about world building that aren't really focused on Naruto, so we just have to assume that the bingo books
Stop with the videos, pedias.
It's terrible. And it takes up so much. And then it's such a precision little X, and if you don't click it correctly, it'll just blow the video up. And then you try to go back, and then a whole nother video play, and the cycle continues. I hate it. I have not found a good ad blocker for it yet. I do not believe it exists. But yeah, we have to assume that the money is centralized to the entire world, which does not make a whole lot of sense, and that the bingo books are relegated to certain villages. The bingo books makes more sense, because if why would Asuma have a chapter in a bingo book? Like, this is your bounty, Asuma, if it's in a Leaf Village.
No, this is what I mean, though. The currency used is dependent on the village the book comes from.
So, in the bingo books, it said that Asuma is worth 35 million Rios. Mm-hmm. We know that the Leaf Village use Rios. So my thing would be, why would Asuma be listed in a bingo book from the Leaf Village for his bounty?
I doubt that they care where they come from. I think that's more of a black market deal, though, as opposed to like an official thing. Because why would Asuma have a bounty to begin with?
No, but even if it is a black market thing, like, why would it be centralized? Like, okay,
it depends on the black market dealer.
But if it was the Leaf one,
you know, at this point,
it's really not even worth talking about. But it's just like the world building isn't as sound as he says. The history, he'll get into that. But the world building itself, we got already 2 problems that we need to solve, and the wiki ain't helping, so we just have to assume.
And maybe it would if the video wasn't playing.
And it's already contradicted by some places just use hard dollars.
Fascinating way. It makes you feel like part of the world, and even smaller events that take place over the course of the series carry so much more weight because of it. This is a topic I always was excited to cover ever since
I hate that.
Why not expand? Not even expand. Why not list some things? Because I understand if you're just throwing that out there and then you might explain it later. You could just go like and like. Mm-hmm.
Instead of just showing the little bridge kid and going, yeah, that bridge comes back later, but that's about it.
Cover ever since starting my channel, which is why it will be getting its own video, really delving into what makes the historical events truly great in regard to the world building. So feel free to subscribe until then. Today I'm going to be covering a topic that I find even more fascinating than history. In fact, it builds on the history we know and love, and that is fate in Naruto, and especially...
Whoa! Whoa! I didn't sign up for this!
Easy, huh?
Wait a second!
Nice and easy.
What?
Nice and Vaseline and K-Wide, and it's the smoothest insertion you've ever done seen, right? That parking spot, we could do donuts into it because there's so much easing into it that it's just so wide open. Correct? Am I correct here?
Of course, his description is just a meme. It doesn't say what it is.
I'll tell you what it is.
Okay, dude. Who could have foreseen this? Honestly. Legit. Come on now. This ain't on me. Cause a little background here. I pushed for this video. I was like, yo, I'm feeling Nux. Nux is a good one. How could I have known?
Who could have foresaw ever?
Come on now. This comes out of nowhere. You don't just hit us with, let's talk about fate in a video called The Curse of the Mangekyou Sharingan. Parentheses Naruto.
To the Uchiha. Now, because of the focus the Naruto series takes on history altogether, we understand the timeline to an extent, and we can see how in certain curious situations, history does seem to repeat itself. Indra and Ashura, the ancestors of the Senju and Uchiha, were once allies, but turned on each other for the sake of power and control. Many generations later, their descendants, Hashirama and Madara, were initially enemies, became allies, and then ended up enemies again, fighting to the death for the sake of power and control. And now welcome to present-day Naruto.
That's what about the circumstances around that fight? It's the Uchiha versus the clan, and I don't really remember what happened with Indra and Ashura, But it's not just that they fought. It's why did they fight? It's not what it wasn't just for power. He wasn't like Hashirama wasn't like I want this power and thus I must fight you to death. It was like you may or may not be the best for the village, Madara. So I will fight you, and if you win, you get the village. Not the village, but you become the Hokage in the village.
Naruto, where Naruto and Sasuke, also descendants of Indra and Ashura, were once allies, and despite being rivals, they were best friends. But they fought each other.
They were best friends. Yes, they were.
Best friends is
who's a closer friend than Naruto for Sasuke?
Nobody.
All right then.
But for Naruto,
Doesn't matter.
Sakura.
I wouldn't say that. I would
Shika.
say I wouldn't say that.
Lee.
I wouldn't say that.
Then Sasuke.
Yes. I would say that.
Here's what Naruto and Sasuke did.
Let's hear it. They frolicked in the field. We saw that. That was outside of a mission. It was Team 7. We saw that.
Now, here's what they did.
We saw that.
It
was retroactive. We didn't see it, but we saw it. All right.
I'm just
and
going
Sasuke
in
had
order.
a pretty peaceful look on his face. He was pretty content with his best friend.
Here's what happens in order. They feed Naruto. They say, Naruto, you suck for getting stabbed and poisoned by that dude, and Naruto stabs himself.
Pause. Sasuke went, I'm going to defend Naruto.
Because he's weak in Shi.
No. From Sakura going,
Oh, yeah, that was good. No, that wasn't a defending Naruto. That was he's got no parents, so he's weird and
yeah, so shut up about Naruto.
No,
he's my best friend.
No,
that was the line.
He says, I hate people like you.
Yeah, don't talk about him.
Like that. No, don't talk about
my
me.
best friend like that.
Oh, my God.
He said that.
Oh, my God.
I don't know if you did you listen to sub or dub?
Both.
It happened in the manga.
And read it.
It happened in a different translation.
Official.
It wasn't official enough.
That's not even a...
Literally, the first time for power and the second time for control. The story even goes as far as to say...
Whoa, is that how that fight looked?
Wait a second. Could you go...
For power and the...
Did he say that they fought for power?
Hold on.
They were best friends, but they fought each other bitterly. The first time for power and the second time for control.
Okay, first time for power, absolutely. Sasuke was fighting for power, not Naruto.
Okay, but that doesn't... If one is fighting for power, you can't say they were both fighting for power.
They fought for power.
They fought, and one person had the goal of power.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think he necessarily means they both wanted power, but just the fight was tangentially because of power.
Sure, but say that, because fighting for power sounds like whoever wins...
There's two people struggling for the power.
Yeah, you got something in your pocket that if I get it, I get the power, and you have something in your pocket, and if I get it, I get the power. So we're fighting for that power. But one person is fighting for power, and the other person is fighting...
What was the control of the second fight? After he killed all the Kages, what was the plan? I don't think it was control. I think it just was like the system's broken.
Yes, and I will become the villain that everybody looks at for hatred, and then you will all unite to fight me.
How'd that control?
Naruto was fighting for control.
Of what?
The world. The people.
Control of the people?
The control of the
Naruto
people.
was fighting for the control of the people.
Not to control the people, but so that the people could gain back their control.
They already have it.
No, they don't. They were all in the cocoon.
No, this is after that.
No.
Then how did they get out of the cocoons?
They went, okay, now we released the cocoons.
Who is they?
Naruto and Sasuke, once they put their hands together, they released the cocoon.
Is that what happened?
That is absolutely what happens. And guess what? If Naruto dies, right here and there, like Sasuke thought he did, he can't do the hand sign to release them from the cocoon. And thus, they will never have their control back. So Naruto is fighting for control.
Does that moon and that sun go away when they die?
You know what? I don't know.
So just saying, if Naruto dies, I mean, couldn't he just cut off his hand and go, nah?
Well, we don't know that.
Yeah, well, you definitely don't.
So, as far as we're concerned, I'm correct.
even goes as far as to say that Naruto and Sasuke aren't only descendants, but freaking reincarnations of Indra and Ashura. So
And
absolutely none of this is random. There's obviously some kind of fate at play. The only difference between...
So dumb. You don't do that. There's no point in introducing that to a story. Takes away agency. They were always supposed to get into these two conflicts for control and power. It's fate. It's terrible. Just don't do it, because it's just like, hey, whatever happens, we're just gonna fight at the end.
Okay, you could say it's fate, but does it make it good?
Yes. No.
Obviously some kind of
I like this final fight.
The only difference between the generations are that Hashirama, Madara, Indra, and Ashura never reconciled, while Naruto and Sasuke did, making them the chosen ones, quote.
Technically, Hashirama and Madara did reconcile at the end when Madara was dying, so...
They most certainly did.
And, it was only through the luckiest of luck that Sasuke was like, alright, this murder is done. Why?
Because Naruto is just right. He was right all the time. And thank you for caring about me so much that you will blow your own arm off.
That what we're doing?
That the end of that fight is atrocious. Them just laying there.
Why are you doing all this for me? Do you even have to ask?
Oh my goodness. Oh, so you never once thought about that, Sasuke? Did you have to be told it, or what happened there to make you finally just go, ah, dang, he's right?
I'm good now.
Quote, and the main characters in not only
That is terribly stretched, Nux.
It's fine.
our story, but in the history of Naruto, finally bringing peace to the Ninja Nations for the first time ever. And I'll get back to this point. So of course now they're fighting aliens! Yeah, this video will not really be covering Boruto for obvious reasons, but this preordaining of history is crucial to the story at so many points. The reason why Madara was such an effective antagonist was because he was hyped forever before he even showed up on screen. Firstly, we know the history, which is lit, and secondly,
I don't care if he's hyped up forever. It helps, but he's hyped up as the biggest and strongest dude in history. And that is not interesting to me. That is not an interesting way to introduce somebody here. He was born and bred amazing. He didn't work for his talent or anything. He is an Uchiha, so he's got inlaid awesome ability and a monstrous amount of chakra and an inlaid nature ability within him. But it's just, yo, look out for Madara. He's one of the strongest motherfuckers in history.
Now, I don't have a problem with people born strong and not working towards it. I have a problem with how strong they are.
Oh yeah, that's my problem. Yeah, being born strong, whatever. Neji is pretty good. He's hyped up within the Hyugas, but he's a good Jonin. He's mid tier. Had he lived his life, he'd been like a special Jonin. He wouldn't have been like a Hokage contender or anything.
He would have been like Kakashi level.
Like, oh crap, it's this dude. But Madara is just like, okay, this dude,
he got it all.
He got it all. And I'm sure, I don't remember all the history, but I'm sure if I look it up, it's like, oh, he was in Chunin at age 7, and a Jonin at age 10, and Anbu at age 11, and all this stuff. And he's one of the best, prodigy of the Uchiha. And that stuff, that's where I just do not care.
During the first Naruto vs. Sasuke bout in the Valley of the End, we were made very aware of Madara. Naruto and Sasuke were standing on the statues of the two historical figures their own journeys constantly symbolized. And just like their predecessors...
That's so heavy-handed.
It is. Dude, Naruto is a series of heavy hands. It is heavy-handed in its melodrama. It is heavy-handed in its drama itself. It is heavy-handed in its messaging that it fails consistently on, and it's heavy-handed in its symbolism.
Like here, it's not only the reincarnation of Indra and Ashura 2 times over. It's somebody with Hashirama cells, because Naruto does have that within him, and Uchiha fighting in this exact same location for basically the same situation. Blah blah blah, and of course,
and they're both standing on each other's heads, the correct head.
And of course, it happened to happen at this exact place.
And why did it happen here? Why did Sasuke lead him here?
I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've ever heard of the Valley of the End.
No, we heard of it earlier.
Did we?
Yeah, I think when Sarutobi was talking to even Naruto, might have been like episode 3. Yeah, I'm almost certain that the Valley of the End was talked about way before here. Did you look up first appearance, first mention?
No, it's so very...
There's so much going on, Pedia.
Yeah, for references, they only have later chapters. Let me see.
Maybe it's anime only then?
That might have been... nope, it's still...
It first appeared in volume 25. First mentioned, I should say. Huh? This might be the first time.
It probably was, probably wasn't. I'm just saying I don't remember any situation that it was, and I don't understand what situation it could have been mentioned in, because from on the Wikipedia page, it says it's in between the border of the land of the fire and the land of the sound.
But I feel like that would have been a good reason to do it. Like if you're teaching in class and just go, the end of our territory is the Valley of the End.
That would make sense, but I don't believe they ever did that. So maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Somebody's probably going to mention that in the comments, and I'm going to be wrong. And I'll just delete the comment.
The correct path to obtain power, and it was up to Naruto.
I'm sorry.
Sasuke went off the correct path to obtain power, and it was up to Naruto to stop him, just like Hashirama had to stop Madara. So,
what is the correct path for a ninja?
Train hard. You know what? It's very difficult to say, because Kakashi was just given an eye that made him amazing. So it's Aoi. He got implanted with a Byakugan. There's not really a correct path, because there's people who are born and bred, who are just born strong, and then there's people that have to work hard. What's the correct path for Naruto? I guess it's just training, because he's got the fox within him, and the fox gets him out of quite a few situations.
Maybe his correct path is to learn how to meld with the fox. Because I doubt there's a correct path overall for a ninja, because ninjas are vastly different things. There's assassination missions, and then there's hey, protect this person mission.
You know what? Evil is not the correct path. I think that's just it.
Is this evil? What Sasuke did?
I mean, Oro.
Oro's definitely evil.
Yeah, so he's going to Oro for power.
Yeah, but is that in and of itself evil?
I think it could be said that if Jeffrey Dahmer had a really good muffin recipe, and you just
I'd use it,
and you go over there to learn from him, and he's just oh, hold on for a second, and just does what he does in the back room, and you don't mention anything. I think you're pretty complacent and evil.
Complicit. But you are not in and of yourself evil.
Sure. But it's not good.
Yes, I will accept that.
It's going down that path over there. Complacency.
But ninjas aren't good.
Ninjas have morals.
They kill people.
Sure. But that is in the line of duty. I don't believe that our good and proper Leaf Ninjas have ever been sent on the bridge dude was meant to be assassinated. I don't think that they've ever been hey, hard assassination of just this politician dude.
You don't think the Anbu have done that?
Do you have any evidence of it? Oh no.
Why is this always the first video? Us just constantly looking up information.
Because it's the first time they were really talking about Naruto, so we gotta oh, actually it's not, but that was more of a character video. He has not said the word Mangekyou Sharingan in 3 minutes. 10 things you didn't know about Anbu. Number 10. There's this dude on YouTube with that type of annoying voice. It's terrible.
Is it supposed to be like that, though?
I don't care what it's supposed to be. It is.
Purpose. Anbu are under direct control of the Kage, of their Kage, so it's different. Conduct high-risk missions into enemy and deal with extremely... protect the village from exceptional threats. Deal with extremely strong ninja. They are responsible for carrying out assassinations and missions requiring specially trained ninja. Some serve as interrogators that probe the minds of enemy ninja to learn information.
Enemy ninja. We have seen nothing about civilians.
Okay, so do you think it's morally correct for us to waterboard people for information just because they're an enemy?
No.
Okay, then.
But that has nothing to do with the path of power. Was it really just them 4?
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was like 3 paragraphs.
Oh my goodness. Like nothing. So yeah, I think that the oral path is the evil path, and that's the path that you should not go down. And
I don't think he's going down the oral path, though. I think he's using oral to further his own goals.
Sure. But he is still allowing Oral to do whatever he does in his evil ways.
Yes,
and,
but I don't think...
therefore,
then
that's
again,
some sort of moral...
You know what? You might be right, because all it takes for evil men to prosper is for good men to do nothing. But again,
put that on a shirt.
The ninja are not good people.
They're not good people, but they're not evil people. They're people doing a job, and Oral is doing it for the sake of his own goals.
I think the ninja themselves are too. That's my ninja way.
Sure. But what's Kakashi's ninja way? Don't betray your friend. It's don't betray your friends. People who betray your friends are worse than scum.
Oh yeah, less than scum.
Yeah. And there's never been somebody like my ninja way is wanting destruction and kill and whatever. And even if it were, that's the evil side. There's an evil path. And Sasuke took it, and is therefore, that is to be not good, not wanted, not desired.
When Madara returned again, thematically, he could not...
Oh my goodness! It's not even his point, it's just the fact that he just said it. I don't even know what his point is. Could you go back a little bit?
Nux doesn't even try.
He tries. That's a bit rude to say.
No, I think he has. I think he has like
a template.
Yeah, like 60% of
mad libs.
It's like 60% of the script, and then there's like blank spots, and he's like, "All right, where does thematic go? Where
can I beef up this script a little bit?
Thematically."
To Naruto to stop him, just like Hashirama had to stop Madara. So when Madara returned again, thematically, he could not remain the final antagonist no matter how much we wish he could have been. So
what?
No, he's right. He thematically couldn't be the main villain. Did you say main or final?
Final.
Okay.
But the moon person could?
I think his argument is just that it needed to be Sasuke at the end of the day. Just to wrap all of his story up. The moon person doesn't factor into this. Kaguya sucks. It's widely accepted. I don't care about thematically the final villain or whatever. There is no reason for Sasuke to be like, no, but actually though, how about I kill all the Kage? Nah.
And there's no reason for him to go, dang, maybe I shouldn't kill all the Kages.
In the space of like an hour, he went from... yeah, we finally saved everybody. Now we need to the moon mama's dead and everybody's going back to their place and that's good. But them Hokages gotta go though. But you know what? Maybe not. In the space of an hour. That speaks to what I said in the live stream, of just like Sasuke's flip-flopping nature of just like push and pull wherever I gotta go. Whoever's saying the most correct things for me right now, that's where I'm going. I guess I'm over here with just to kill all the Hokages. Oh, actually, that's not a good thing and I shouldn't do that? Well, I guess I just will never have any kind of thought or evil actions ever again, even though I threatened to kill 6 people. 6 leaders of 6 villages. Was it 6 or 4? Doesn't matter.
It was enough.
It was more than 1.
I had to stop Madara. So when Madara returned again,
more than one
thematically,
and less
he could
than
not remain
4
the final
for
antagonist,
us.
no matter how much we wish he could have been. So while that was great in hyping Madara as an antagonist, it was even better in developing Sasuke, watching him follow the path of his wayward ancestor. There's a creepy...
But we only learned that near the end. It was his own path until they just went, no, but actually you're reincarnated.
Shut up.
theme of destiny lining the events of
Oh my goodness! We need to just stop playing. We need just like subtitles, just like theme is coming, because I can't take this.
Countdown to things.
Ancestor. There's a creepy theme of destiny lining the events of Naruto's history, especially putting the...
Creepy?
Yeah.
What's creepy about it?
He's gonna explain that.
Sure.
There's a creepy theme of destiny lining the events of Naruto's history, especially putting the Ashura side against the Indra side, where the Uchiha seem to always be on the evil side of the spectrum, and that's not by chance at all. The techniques that seem to line the Senju side are generally positive or protective in some shape or form. Naruto can regenerate and heal anyone's wound.
See? So that is inherently this clan is evil. And that's pretty creepy that fate would just allow that to happen. I believe that's what he's saying, but he did not say that.
Oh yeah, I was just going to keep going because I thought you were bullish.
I think I am. I'm not entirely sure if I am or not, because I just had to mush in the word creepy just to because the point is vague, but I was just like, where does creepy fit into this?
One's wounds, even mortal injuries, and Hashirama's the king in that area. Hashirama Cells cloned the Zetsu army, gave Naruto a new arm, enhanced Madara, saved Obito, allows use of the Kodo Amatsukami daily instead of once in 10 years. Hashirama Cells is literally the trump card of Naruto to save the plot where otherwise it would make no sense. The technique inbred to the Uchiha side is the Sharingan, where each of the vast arsenal of Sharingan jutsu causes destruction in the mental or the physical. A complete opposite, but it gets even worse. Naruto was only able...
What part? What?
The abilities cause problems mentally and physically?
It tires you out.
What doesn't?
Huh?
Because just like the base Sharingan, it's not like Kakashi was it's not like he had a big head because he was Kakashi of the Sharingan. It's not like he was like more hateful or evil or spiteful or anything. It was just an ability. I understand once you get further into you need to kill your best friends in order to, and that's when we, but just the base Sharingan, which most people have, how is that taking a toll mentally and physically?
It tires you out.
Even worse. Naruto was only able to reach the next levels in his power through Sage Mode, bonding with nature, or Chakra Mode, bonding with and befriending his literal inner demon. The Sharingan only evolved.
That doesn't speak to the Hashirama cells or anything. That doesn't speak to the Indra Ashura thing at all. That's not an inherent power. That's just something that Naruto did. Sasuke could have done the nature thing. Anybody theoretically can.
Through suffering and betrayal. Also a complete opposite to the Senju side of fate. It's an inborn...
Eased in, huh?
Fate and things.
Nice and easy, huh?
Fate and things. That's
That's his ninja way.
Like putting chocolate sauce on a salad. Like, wait, come on now. This ain't what I wanted.
Opposite to the Senju side of fate. It's an inborn trait to this malicious dojutsu that to unlock its Mangekyo power, one must suffer the loss on the level of killing one's best friend with their own hand. And to perfect it, one must also have a brother that does so, and then must steal his eyes.
Wait, pause. No. Because Kakashi and Rin...
It wasn't perfected.
No, but how did Obito get it?
He tired out.
No. Obito and Kakashi got the Mangekyou Sharingan at the same time when Kakashi killed Rin.
Yep.
But he just said that you need to go through the pain of killing somebody on the level of your best friend with your own hand. And that's not what happened.
Isn't it?
No.
Because he was the one that told Kakashi to protect Rin. So it's like he let her down.
Oh my goodness. Oh, dude, I'm walking away.
Thrown with them. These are the rules to the damn power, fam. It's in the Uchiha's genes that they do not have the ability to live a happy, wholesome life and also reach their potential. What kind of cruel, twisted fate is that? And that's let alone the constant...
Sasuke's pretty happy. And he's probably one of the strongest Uchiha ever.
I mean, what if your life does not entail power? What if you're just Sasuke's mom seemed pretty fulfilled. You can't live a happy life and reach your potential. But what if that's not your goal?
Yeah, what if you don't want to be a Hokage or something? What if you just want to be a Jonin? Yeah. Kakashi had one bum level 1 Sharingan and was known as that dude. What if you just want to be a Kakashi?
Sarada is legitimately amazing. She took down one of the Otsutsuki clan.
Paradox of existence they find themselves in. Well, they...
what?
Their potential. What kind of cruel, twisted fate is that? And that's let alone the constant ethical paradox of existence they find themselves in, with a constant nag of betraying and eradicating the lives of their brother and best friends. And
wow, that is wrong.
How so?
The ethical paradox of their existence with the constant nag of wanting to kill their brothers and best friends. First off, the only reason to do that is to get the Mangekyo, and that was only known by a handful because of the scrolls at a specific place under the Uchiha clan. So, you are not nagged to kill your family and best friends. Because Sasuke did not want to kill Naruto until he learned that, and then he went, no, I'll still just find my own path. So it's not a constant nag because 98% of the Uchiha don't even know how to obtain it.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a power-hungry piece of and you read that,
and
maybe there is a constant nag. But for the most people, it's just like the Sharingan is the most powerful Aijutsu around here. So,
which it is.
So, we rocking it. So no, I don't.
In with a constant nag of betraying and eradicating the lives of their brother and best friends in the back of their minds.
Itachi did not want to eradicate his family.
He didn't.
He only did it because they were planning to usurp the entire village. And he went, it's better that they're wiped out than everybody else is.
Sasuke didn't want to kill Itachi for his eyes. It was for killing his family.
It's just not a fair position to be born into. To look at things from the perspective of fate and destiny, both of these things are by definition not fair. But that's the cruel...
He just looked away like, ugh.
By definition, these things are fair that you're constantly nagged to kill your family and friends instead of living a happy life. Bruh, again, they're not constantly nagged. 2, Sasuke got the power to kill Itachi without the thing needing to kill family and friends. Even though Kakashi was dying anyway, so whatever.
Itachi, you said Kakashi.
Yeah, Itachi, my bad.
And also, Sasuke actively went, no, I will not kill you, best friend, in order to get this ability. I will find my own path.
And he did, and he reached one of the strongest Aijutsus out there, and he is one of the happiest people on the planet.
And the strongest.
So what happened there?
A lot of stuff happened there.
I guess that's him breaking the curse of it.
Yeah.
Do you fundamentally misunderstand Itachi's motives? Because you know what? If Sasuke's dad knew about that, he probably would have killed Sasuke.
More than likely,
to get that an eye.
He was very power hungry.
So you talking about?
By definition, not fair. But that's the cruel fact of their reality, and I will get back to that topic in a moment. Once I'm in the topic of the Mangekyou Sharingan and how sorrow is infused in its creation, as we know, it's freaking broken. Every single Mangekyo technique is a tip-top tier of jutsus. To quote my boy Swag Kage, who's low-key, a freaking genius, an absolute mad lad extraordinaire, borderline honorary OP Isekai Uchiha clan member, who I meme about, but low-key also respect, because he's freaking right about everything. I've come to realize that even when he says something with no proof to what he's saying, in eventuality, he'll end up right. That is the secret power of the swag. Okay, that was enough. But to quote one of the
like
top
40
5 Kages
seconds.
of all time,
Mangekyo abilities, like all of them, could each be individual entries on this list, especially
What is this voice and cadence?
It's a very bad voice and cadence. He has since moved away from this. This was very early.
It needed to stop immediately. This is not good.
Kages of all time.
Mangekyo abilities, like all of them, could each be individual entries on this list, especially Kamui, which makes you completely untouchable, and also lets you teleport things and people into your own little pocket dimension. Tsukuyomi, Unstoppable Genjutsu. Koromatsukami, Unstoppable Genjutsu. Amaterasu, it's a flame that you can't extinguish no matter what you do. Then you can summon this.
Link in the description. But basically, the Mangekyo has a...
And that is the reason why I hate the Sharingan and the Uchiha so much. Not only is it just like a top tier, nigh unbeatable thing that you unlock. If you kill your brother and implant their eyes, it's infinite.
Yeah, no downsides.
It can be transferred
There are
to people.
No downsides.
It can be transferred to people. It's too good. And each eye has like a different ability. So you just basically unlock 2 nigh unbeatable abilities. It's really...
And anybody going up against you just gotta... They don't know what is coming.
You don't know what's coming. You also just got to deal with the base Sharingan, which just basically is precog. It's just the Uchiha. And no other like dojutsu involved or anything. It's just these mobs that just got these insane abilities that will unlock later if something happens. Even if you don't kill your own best friend or whatever. As long as I guess you just witness it happens, because that's what happened with Obito. And then he just unlocked his almost unbeatable ability. It's not good that this just happens. If it were just like bum abilities, it'd be something. If it was just like an enhanced speed, strength, whatever. But no, you just get whatever ability that is not even like personality based. Because Itachi got the inextinguishable fire and he's got an unbelievably good genjutsu. How do those two track with each other and his personality? It's just 2 really good moves that you just get if you happen to witness your best friend dying. Or kill your brother or best friend.
Yeah, is it
or
just
whatever.
witnessing people you care about die?
It legit has to be because Obito.
ridiculously massive and diverse move pool of wicked broken jutsus. And the Uchiha clan also has Madara, which basically gives them infinite bonus points. Sorry, Swag, I'm still on that Crollo high, but weird as it is, if you make a list of the top 20 jutsus ever, and half of them are different freaking Mangekyo moves, that's nuts. Or so one may think. There's an interesting point in this fated Uchiha tragedy that's often overlooked. Not by everyone, needless to say, some realized it. One guy at Gandalf Monkey on Twitter pointed it out to me as a cool standalone phenomenon, but attached to this greater picture of the fate of every Uchiha clan member, it becomes something a little more foreboding. And I believe all of these variations of Mangekyo only jutsus are different spin-offs of one individual power. So since the Mangekyo altogether can only be born through insane emotional trauma, all the individual jutsu are just different manifestations of the individual event that pushed them forward. Screw fate, man, this is too sad, and screw you, Swagage, because now I'm gonna start liking the Uchiha clan more too.
Wait.
Why is it that everything the swaggy bastard likes, I end up agreeing
No,
with
explain that, please. I'm waiting for you to explain what you meant by that.
Dude, this is going on forever. What's happening? What is this?
It was very old, Nux.
This is 2 years ago.
It's very, very old. A lot happens in 2 years.
Have we changed in 2 years?
Yeah, I was editing together, which I need to talk to you about my Smash thing because there's a very loud buzzing sound, and I don't know how to like remove that.
Okay.
But yeah, I was listening to that, trying to cut up some clips and stuff. Not really. I'm the same. It's
Honestly, is there any difference between us and like 7 years ago?
7 years.
2014.
14.
I don't know.
I mean, if you listen back to the old podcast, we are throwing around some slurs.
Yeah, there was a bad time for the internet, including us. And okay, besides the completely inappropriate slurs we sometimes slid into our comedy, I don't think.
No, not really. You are.
Bro, what were we on?
I mean, it was up the time. Unfortunately, it's just like, hey, we can just say these words. Whatever.
Yeah, I was very of the mind of just like, if it's comedy, anything goes, because it's not meant to. It was just basically like, if you're not inciting people to do things, just go for it. There's still a little bit of that, because I don't care if white people say the N-word.
Yeah,
I don't really know
that at all.
But I care about it said in anger or disparagingly.
Really, anything said in anger is just like disparaging, and that's like, hey, calm that down.
Yeah.
Months later, first Crollo and now the Uchihas, and damn it, I still like pain more than Madara, and hopefully this will not change. Anyway, back on topic, let's take a peek on how the Mangekyo expressed itself in the various tragic characters that were actually able to use it.
Pause. Okay, he's gonna do whatever he can to make these people's abilities fit into the situation wherein they got it. This is gonna be just like a person with a size 14 foot trying to get into a little girl's slipper. This is gonna be, you gonna grease it up and butter it up all you can. And it's not gonna work.
It's like the flyest new Jordans, and it's just like they only come up to max 12. But my God, they go with this fit, and I need them.
Oh, I can't wait.
Characters that were actually able to use it. First, Obito and Kakashi's. Obito's Mangekyou Sharingan was created by losing his love while he was presumed dead. It allowed him to phase between dimensions to the point that despite being able to see him, he's unaffected by the physical world and by physical attacks. Obito lived his life as a ghost, presumed dead by...
Okay.
This is not as important as you think it is.
Oh, but you have to make it so.
Mine got.
Oh, he was a ghost, you see, and thus now he can't be touched because he's a ghost. And that makes sense.
He can't be touched because he's a ghost, and people presume him dead, but he's still moving behind the scenes and just out of the corner of your eye.
Absolutely.
Like a ghost.
Absolutely. He's on a level that we are. Nux got the brains. We'll say that.
Attacks. Obito lived his life as a ghost, presumed dead by all, and manipulating dozens of crucial events without getting his hands dirty. The Blood Mist Village, Obito, via cuts.
I cannot see this fight without your AMV.
I love that AMV.
I cannot see it.
It was a really good one.
Without getting his hands dirty. The Blood Mist Village, Obito. The Akatsuki supposedly run by Pain, Obito. Claiming the identity of a deceased Madara to declare war on the world, Obito. He seems to not exist in the story for the longest time, but he's actually everywhere doing everything.
Pause.
Kinda like Lord...
Okay, so that's taking future events into account for this one moment.
Yeah. And it shapes him entirely so you can thematically circle around back into it.
No.
And you can see how through the fate of the character, they were always going to be this, and then they became what they were.
Not enough useless words.
What do I got? Iconic.
Nuanced.
It was so nuanced that, you know, the underlying, maybe a little repetitive, but
the creepy way that it happened.
We go once you think about it, just not to that extent, but that is for another video. Kakashi's Mangekyou Sharingan also watching as Rin's life disappeared, where he blamed himself.
No, the abilities have different. Each eye has a different ability that was not unlocked by Kakashi. That was both of those are Obito's abilities. Shut up.
And the power he obtained was an ability where everything he looks at disappears from reality, just like everyone important to him disappeared before his eyes and his...
Oh, Nux. Oh, Nux.
Then why didn't he get it then?
Oh, Nux.
He got it when he needed something, when he had people to protect.
Oh, Nux.
It probably would have even made more sense if it was just like he makes his enemies disappear so his friends stay or something. I don't know, but this is trash.
Nah, it's fine.
Disappeared before his eyes in his past. His father, Obito, Rin, his sensei, and his disciple Sasuke. Itachi had 2 Mangekyo powers, 1 per eye.
Kiss anime!
He was able to use Tsukuyomi, an ability that puts his target into a dream state where they experience a secluded infinite hell in their mind. While in actuality, it's a lie and nothing's happening to them. So too, Itachi went through the pain of killing his best friend and his entire clan, and despite doing both for the greater good, he was regarded as a villain for both. He then made that his reality, sneaking into the...
Oh my goodness!
Nice and easy.
I knew it was just gonna be so forced.
Nice
He's
and
just like,
easy.
okay, so how do I fit into the reality and the not reality thing? In reality, nothing's happening. And then in Itachi's reality, dude, oh my god, I knew he was gonna just no matter what, he could make it fit into anything. Like, If Itachi got the Kamui where you disappear people, he'd be like, he disappeared the people just like he disappeared his village. And this is a constant reminder of how he was a puppet and his failure. And every time he uses it, he must think that...
Or if Kakashi got the phasing through people, all of his friends left him, and the ghost of his dead friends and sensei still haunts him. So he
whatever.
We're not even trying.
Off the dome, man.
He was regarded as a villain for both. He then made that his reality, sneaking into the Akatsuki, suffering through life as a villain living a lie, when in reality he was a hero, suffering alone, without anyone to turn to. And in his other eye, he possessed the ability Amaterasu, an ability so powerful I can never seem to pronounce it right. Now there's some fourth wall breaking JoJo right there. No, but it's an inextinguishable black flame that consumed anything.
Yeah, but now he's come back to
So while I intend to do a whole Will of Fire video eventually, I will be brief. But this black fire within each of us that consumes everything around us is hatred. And just like Amaterasu is never extinguished until it completely consumes its target, the hatred for Itachi felt by everyone, primarily his brother, is never extinguished until his life burns out. And that's...
This would be...
I'm just laying out here and just go to sleep. You can finish the video without me.
This is one of the few times we should have had a webcam. Because both our mouths were so wide open in pure disbelief of this nonsense. Are you... Dude, this is not possible.
This is...
Legitimately, this just cannot be possible.
This is just the biggest square peg round hole situation. He is shaving that mug off. He's cutting in wood in half and then buying another one and stapling them together to make a bigger square so he can just slide it right through.
Ease it in.
This bastard legitimately just went, there's a black flame in all of us. Hatred. And Itachi was hated. But wait a second.
It's like making up a book report on the spot. The wheel of fire burns in all of us.
But this was a class with a blank sheet of paper.
Just slightly shaking. Wheel of Fire, but
by Nux Taku.
But the black fire, and you keep looking up at the class, represents hatred. And Itachi was hatred incarnate.
And it could never be extinguished.
And it couldn't be extinguished because the hatred in us, the Wheel of Fire, could not be.
This is piss! And didn't he say that it's based upon when it activated, and it didn't activate until after he killed the village?
Maybe it's not. Maybe he didn't say it's based on when it's activated, but how it's activated.
Okay,
or the circumstances that allow it to be whatever it is.
But it was already activated when he killed the clan.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it just the fact that it's the hatred? And again, this would be taking future events into account. Because he goes, it's not extinguished until he dies, just like it's an inextinguishable fire. So, like, that would take into...
life burns out, and that's when the hatred ceases as well, because the truth of his life...
It's just from a video game.
Bruh, you've used like 9 different sources.
So many sources.
Because the subtitles, the fonts, the opacity of them, it just keeps changing. And you keep zooming in to the 480p one. Jesus Christ.
This was 2018. The footage was readily available.
It was already upscaled for your pleasure, sir.
We could get all that back in the LimeWire days. Wasn't the highest quality, but it was all the same quality.
I mean, you might get a virus or two, but my God, you got episode 122.
Revealed to Sasuke and later Naruto and Kakashi by Tobi after Itachi's death. Similarly, Sasuke possessed the Amaterasu in one eye as well, again representing the burning anger he carried along with him his entire life until Itachi's death, only to discover that his anger was misplaced all along. So the ability of Sasuke's other Mangekyo was the ability Inferno style, to control and manipulate those monstrous flames at will, twisting his anger then against the village and again against Madara later, controlling the power that was consuming him his whole life. And I will get back to Sasuke in a moment.
You just jam it in.
Oh my goodness.
Clang, 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 clang. That fits. It's like he dumped 9 puzzle pieces and it's just like, well, this is brown and this is blue, but it's fitting somehow,
So okay.
I guess this is just the correct puzzle piece.
Bastard making a Picasso painting. This is
Uchiha from that
insane.
Boruto's dad-son spin-off anime that people claim to be canon was experimented on and created to be a weapon. So too is Mangekyo allowed him to telekinetically control weapons. Pretty lame backstory, pretty lame power for a pretty lame sequel, but it follows the theme. Shisui Uchiha is a freaking fascinating character that doesn't get enough credit in my personal opinion. All we know about him is his Koto Amatsu Kami, and we don't know how he got it. But Koto Amatsu...
So why should he have more credit if that's all we know about him? Is that his ability is insanely powerful? Is power in and of itself worthy of praise?
Danzo killed a bird, and then because of that, the crows, and then that allows him to...
No.
Oh, that's not thematically what happened?
I want to see him talk about Koto Amatsu Kami.
Tsukami is one of my favorite genjutsu styles in Naruto because it places an unstoppable genjutsu on anyone from any distance. But what's really...
How is that interesting?
Favorite.
How is that your favorite? If it can...
It's interesting.
From any distance, an unbreakable genjutsu. That is such a child's playground mentality of... I shoot you with acid. Well, I got a cloak that repels acid. Well, I got a magnet that takes cloaks that repel acid. And it just keeps bouncing off and building on. It's just like, okay, so y'all both just got weapons to destroy the world.
Yeah, but mine is destroy the world plus 1.
Mine has a special ability that destroys the world before anybody else can destroy the world. That's all this is. Totality powers like this are not interesting.
Yeah, there was somebody that was talking about One Piece, and I just realized there are basically no spoilers for this episode. There was somebody that was talking about One Piece and how they couldn't get into it because it didn't have strong enough devil fruits, because the things they liked are like time space abilities.
Oh my goodness.
And it didn't have a time space ability that was like all encompassing. So we talked about Kuma, and it's just like, he has a space ability, he can push people away, and then he was like, yeah, but that's not good enough, that's not strong enough.
Okay, so
and this is the gamer Josh type of people that's just like, yes, the Mangekyo can do this and this and this, and it's
unfurl
awesome.
Your scroll and just like list all the abilities. It's not interesting. Like I said, there's functionally no difference between 2 amazingly powerful people fighting and 2 incredibly weak people fighting.
Outside of the scale.
Outside of the scale. The punch is going to hurt the same amount for those 2 strong people as it is for the 2 weak people. And this is just the tippity top of the mountain of the ultimate genjutsu that just controls people's mind. Even if you die, it can be implanted into a crow. And then somehow, even though you are dead, I, a separate person who does not have your eyes, can implant suggestions for it to work.
Is it doesn't inflict mental pain like Tsukuyomi or immobilize them like Tayuya of the Sound 4, but the target of the Koto Amatsu Kami is placed under a subtle genjutsu without realizing anything even took place. It subtly changes their courses of action and intentions, like the Fourth Raikage.
This is a clearly different recording.
It most certainly is, but that's fine.
You know what? I don't hate it though, because I would rather people go back and record a line and add in dialogue than to just go, here's a text box explaining what I want to explain.
Yeah.
It subtly changes their courses of action and intentions, like the Fourth Raikage choosing Danzo to be the alliance leader, or Kabuto freeing Itachi from the Edo Tensei mind control. Extremely powerful.
This is an unbreakable Edo Tensei mind control. I am controlling you as well as everybody else. Hey, Madara just flexed and he broke out of it. We're not talking about that yet. He wasn't alive then. But the ability not only affects you, but it affects other people jutsus that are controlling you. So no matter what, this is going to be the top of the mountain. It's not like it was a fight for control or anything. The second he saw that eye, he went, I am now. It wasn't subtle or anything. It was so now, subtle. I now need to protect the leaf.
So nuanced.
There is no subtlety in that. It's not like Danzo doing his eye thing on the Raikage and the Raikage being like, maybe it would be good for Danzo to such and such and such and such. A suggestion, a conversation to be had. He didn't stomp his foot and just like, that mother's the leader. No, there's a conversation to be had here. But here, it trumps an entire life-giving jutsu and control. It just completely trumps that for free. And then it just works and there's no problems and we move on. How is this your favorite? I hate Kodo Matsukami.
Mind control. Extremely powerful and essential, despite the caster not being present and despite going unnoticed. So too, Shisui's role in the Naruto story is essential to history, even though he was killed before even the Uchiha massacre. It led to Itachi unlocking the Mangekyo and everything that came from that. Danzo obtaining it and so many other Sharingan, leading to Obito obtaining a second Sharingan, which he needed for Izanagi or he would have been killed by Konan. But most of all, it was his eye that Itachi used in the war against Kabuto, teaming up with Naruto and B against Ito Nagato, where Naruto and B would have both been killed otherwise. He stopped the Ito Tensei altogether, which in turn freed Orochimaru, who knew how to revive the Hokage, and so on.
I'm so sorry. I don't understand what he means. Where's the thread? How did
Shisui was killed intentionally, like in the background, but he shaped so many things just without being there. But his presence is still there. Mm-hmm. So when you plant a suggestion into somebody, even if you're not there, your presence is still there.
But that
was the thread.
I again, that is very forced.
Yes.
And anything. We're not talking about that right now. How does that feed into when his whole point was your ability feeds into when you got your ability, the situation that you got your ability within.
I don't know about that. It might just be a thematic thing.
No, he said these things.
Oh.
He said that your ability feeds into the point where you got your ability.
Oh.
And he just goes through that. It just goes over that like, nah, it's just his ability and his role through the series.
Why did Itachi get the Mangekyo?
His Kodo Matsukami.
I guess.
You mean Itachi's
yeah.
Mangekyo? He killed his friend.
Shisui?
No. Yes.
I don't think he did. I think Shisui handed over his eyes on his own.
Yeah. Are you saying that? Are you asking when did Itachi get his?
Why does Itachi get it?
Why does Itachi get his Mangekyo Sharingan? Yes. Or why does Itachi get Shisui's Mangekyo
Why does Itachi get his?
Okay. Just because that was kind of confusing. Let's look it up because I'm pretty sure
because it says you got to kill your friend, right?
Yes, it does. Or somebody close enough that you could consider a brother.
Maybe family too. Maybe killing his mom did it.
He already had it before that.
Oh.
He awakened his Mangekyo Sharingan after witnessing Shisui's suicide.
Yep, that's what I thought.
But what happened? It had to be by your hand, or maybe it's just a pain comparable to doing it in front of your hand. Whatever. So you're telling me?
So that's why Obito got it as well?
But that's not what Nux said!
And not at all. Not at all.
I can understand you losing your friend and that hatred and pain or whatever.
Yep.
But the number of people that have Mangekyo Sharingans is so low that are you telling me that nobody witnessed a friend dying in battle?
And not like you have to be of a
a certain level or anything.
Yeah, a certain strength or something. I guess you just need the Sharingan first, and then to witness that shit.
And that's going back to like the Universe 6 Saiyans, where none of them understood Super Saiyan. And it's just like, are you telling me that they never witnessed a friend or had an emotional enough trauma that would unlock Super Saiyan? Are you telling me that
Vegeta unlocked Super Saiyan because he was crying that he couldn't be a Super Saiyan? You mean to tell me a comrade has never fallen in battle that they cared about and they've gotten really angry about it?
And this could be countered with, well, Vegeta knew about the fact that Super Saiyans exist and Universe 6 Saiyans didn't. How did it happen with Yamoshi, the first Super Saiyan?
Even the textbooks don't know that specifically.
The ancient Namekian book of
don't
legends.
Forget, there were two different interpretations of that same
Jesus!
book. Don't tell me you always forget about that. There were two.
Toriyama.
There were two.
I strive to be on the level of I don't give a that Toriyama is.
I don't give a shit. I'm hella paid.
And I'm celebrated. And people are making theories about, oh, there's two different interpretations. What does it mean? It means he wasn't trying. It means he don't care. Stop pretending.
Stop pretending, yo. I know I meme a lot about Tagashi not caring, but he's sick. Like, that man, Toriyama don't care.
Toriyama does not care. And if he does care, he's so negligent. It's to the point of just incompetence.
These massive advancements are attributed to Shisui despite him being metaphorically far away, but extremely instrumental in all of them. And Madara, who also had a Mangekyo, but the power was not revealed in the anime, in the video games, he had a time-distorting power, and his legacy and planning did live on past the boundary of time until his return.
Hey, whatever time. I could just say the word time and then it fits into it. Sure. Give that ability to Kakashi. He wanted to turn back time and stop Red from dying. And time and whatever. It doesn't matter. It can all just fit into whatever.
His plans extended way beyond his time. And it shaped so many more people. And blah, 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 blah. Kakashi, he wished he could have frozen time and saved his friends. Or time froze for him. He was never able to create new relationships after that.
There you go. This is disgusting.
Who else? Who else we got?
This is disgusting.
This is trash.
Luffy, he got the gum fruit because his personality is malleable like rubber.
Sasuke froze his life to go after to Itachi, and because of that,
this is AIDS.
After his parents were killed, after Itachi, his life stopped and he was in Arrested Development. So when he gets the time, oh my god!
This is not.
It all fits. It's all perfect.
Everything fits no matter what it is.
Oh my god.
It's gonna fit.
We gonna make it work, yo. This is fantastic. Man. How could you not love life when things fit this perfectly? When there's this many themes that just circle into each other.
How does Itachi's Mangekyo two abilities fit into his personality and when he got it and everything?
Shakes paper.
Let me. So it's on the second page. Let me just very slowly transition to that second page.
Running your hands along it,
Itachi. Oh, here it is. Itachi's Mangekyo abilities. They, sorry, just got a little bit of a dry throat. Let me get something to drink real quick. As you're just thinking. You're not doing anything.
Oh, boy.
Dude,
you can drop your paper on purpose. Dang, what page was I on? 2 of 2.
Man, I can't believe he legit is thinking that he's doing something with this.
Boy, he think this is it.
This is revolutionary. Whew. And I said, how do their abilities fit in? He goes, okay, I got you. Give me a second.
Did he get you?
No.
Oh.
Who is this getting?
They done got.
Man.
Uchiha, I've mentioned, had a terrible life mirroring their birthright jutsu, as if it's fated as such. The only one who had a semblance of a normal life was
Wait a second. He said we don't know much about Shisui. How did he
unlock his?
No. Well, how did he unlock his? And how does he say with certainty that he had a hard life? He had a hard death.
Did he really?
He killed himself.
He
ended his life.
It took his life, B. He cried. His note said it was about his girlfriend, but we know it was about the diamonds and the jewels.
Graduating for the academy.
It ended his life.
Killed himself, B, and ended his life.
Ended his life. That's the part.
Graduating from the academy during the Third Ninja War, Shisui was placed on the Genin team along with his best friend. Immediately after the war ended 1 year later, Shisui witnessed his friend dying on a mission, consequently awakening his Mangekyou Sharingan ability as he felt responsible. Citation needed. And it is from Itachi Sharingan, Book of the Dark Knight. That is a book that came out very long after Itachi's death. But hey, whatever. A year later, okay, he met 5-year-old Itachi. I'm like, was he a 5-year-old or a 3-year-old Genin? But they're not the same age. Who became best friends, brother-like bond. A year later, Shisui began drawing attention as a Genin. It took him 2 years to become a Chunin? It took him 4 years. Oh, no, 4 years. He was living with his parents as a Jonin. And the breadwinner of the family of 3, he began to garner the name of Shisui the Body Flicker. Shisui's bedridden father stopped recognizing him due to his declining health and falling ill. As a result, where is all this information coming from? It's a f***ing book. That book was not out by the time this came out. Due to his declining health from falling ill, rather than losing a leg from his last ninja war, acknowledging that everybody dies someday, Shisui was prepared for his passing. In the anime, now we're getting into the anime. He has not had a hard life. He had very common life events happening. Mm-hmm. Not like he was beaten or anything. And then the next thing that we got is the thing that killed him.
Okay.
So that's it. Shisui did not have a hard life.
What is the pay rate of a ninja?
It depends. I remember this depends on the mission that you do. So catching that cat is
I remember.
$6.
You're right.
One who had a semblance of a normal life was post-Shippuden Sasuke. He had a kid, Sakura at home, his pal Naruto having secret meetings with him in the woods to, talk about things. He's not suffering, really, but the big difference is he's an ally of Naruto's. He finally teamed up with his fated rival and managed to beat his destiny of suffering. This fate that afflicted the Uchiha clan since the squabble of Indra and Ashura finally broke with Sasuke. Thematically, at this point in time, I kinda really love the role the Uchiha clan took in Naruto. And I feel bad for them because just being an Uchiha destines them to an eventual life of anguish. Whereas being on the Senju spectrum seems...
No, it doesn't.
Nope. They took that on themselves.
There were old lady Uchihas. What life of suffering did they go through? Because are you telling me that there were some old lady Mangekyo users walking around out there? I don't think so. What kind of life of suffering did Sasuke's mom have?
Or his entire family, if not for his dad wanting to be a piece of and overthrowing the clan. They would have just lived on happily. Happily enough.
You could say that the Uchihas were put over there and they were like second-class citizens and stuff.
Segregated and subjugated.
But, it's not like
they were paid.
They were paid. They were allowed to live within the village. Not like they were Naruto where they were all ostracized or anything. One of them was in the running to become Hokage. They saw fit to put Itachi in the Anbu. Like,
it's a life that's not ideal, but it's not a life that is destined to be. It's something like suffering, whatever he said. What did he say? It's not a life destined to be that.
And because just being an Uchiha destines them to an eventual life of anguish. Whereas
a life of anguish. Anguish is... Everybody has anguish. Naruto had anguish. Does that mean the Uzumakis? Who are the Uzumakis right now? That mean? Everybody has comrades die, family die, siblings die. Everybody has anguish. That's not... You think Rock Lee ain't anguishing?
Who are the Lee clan?
That is a good question.
Wait a second, let me just... Because I got some problems if this is going where I'm think it's going.
I'll look up Lee Clan while you do that.
Kage... All right, excellent. So the third Hokage was alive during the time of Itachi's the massacre.
Yep, and he was the one that voted against it happening.
Why were they still treated as second-class citizens if the third Hokage has been shown as nothing but a magnanimous individual?
Maybe the rest of them. The Lee clan is one of the many clans that reside in Konoha.
No, it doesn't.
The two known members.
Sentence.
The two known members of the clan
metal.
Are rock and metal.
This is disgusting.
Are known for their taijutsu.
Amazing
Trivia.
world building.
Trivia.
In Trivia. They are a clan in Leaf, and here's two people.
Trivia.
How do we know that there's a clan? They don't have a symbol. Mother in the Harano family got the circle.
Trivia. During the Fourth Shinobi World War, someone bearing a strong resemblance to Rock Lee and Mike Guy was seen on the battlefield in the anime. In episode 20 of Naruto HD, Rock Lee no Saishin Full Power Nenden, he is credited as Pac Lee. Or Pac Lee. Paku. So Pac Lee. Unlike other characters in the series, the known members of this clan follows the Western naming convention. Personal name followed by family name. That is end of trivia.
But great world building. A fantastic world.
Hey, how did Wapple became a king and then he got destroyed by Luffy and then he became a king again? How did that happen? Oh, here's all the information you need for that happening.
It's disgusting.
Ooh.
being on the Senju spectrum seems to be just the opposite, and this is evident down to the core of their individual unique jutsu. The fact that Naruto and Sasuke are reincarnations of Indra and Ashura alone brings fate into play, and I found it to be a fascinating theme in the entire series, especially regarding the Uchiha and the darkness of the Sharingan, as well as the opposite scene in Naruto and what happens when they finally, after so many generations, actually work together and finally defeat fate. I'm happy to make this video because I feel like this was an underlying theme to the entire Naruto narrative.
How did they defeat fate?
By breaking the curse of the Naruto person has to keep fighting and the
How
Sasuke
did they break
person,
it?
They're friends now.
He just went, hey, you acting stupid. And then he finally said, yeah, you're right.
Yep. And that broke it. Because the other ones would have been like, no, you're acting stupid. And then thrown a rock at him.
But why did this break it? What circumstances?
Because he went, you right.
Okay, but why did he say that he's right as opposed to Madara saying you are right, Hashirama?
Because he had a actual friend.
But they were friends. Childhood
Not
friends.
actual friends. Childhood friends don't mean anything. Who's your childhood friends? Where they at right now?
They're childhood friends.
Sir, you're not answering my... They're still children. Sir, you're not answering my question.
But they grew up together.
You're not answering my question,
They
sir.
grew up together.
Sir,
and
you're not answering my
Hashirama
question.
and Itachi.
I've answered so many of your questions. Answer my one question, sir. Where's your childhood friends?
Nick?
Where?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Dead, probably.
It's hard in these streets.
Yeah, that's Detroit. You, at any point in time, if you remember somebody, good chance they're dead.
If you remember somebody, it's
and you don't know where they are, you ain't seen them in 2 days, hey, guess what? Start making arrangements. But yeah, there's no reason why.
No, there's absolutely no reason Sasuke should have just been like, you right, I'm going to stop this bush.
Because you would have to tell me that Hashirama never attempted that when I know for a fact that he did. So there has to be something here that made Sasuke go, finally, yes, you are right, and end this entire 3 generations or probably more.
Maybe it was because Sasuke didn't want power. Because the other generations, they wanted to be Hokage or whatever. They wanted power. Sasuke just wanted... First, the power to beat Itachi. Once he did that, he wanted to learn everything. And then he went, okay, the Kages are what's broken with this world, so I want to end the Kages. But after that, he doesn't care for more power.
That could be it.
I feel like this was an underlying theme to the entire Naruto narrative that I have not seen touched. So hey, I figured why not touch upon it? Not in the weird way of...
The theme of fate or...
Underlying theme of the Uchiha, I guess, their struggles and what they go through, and Naruto and Sasuke's relationship in relation to.
Did you say he hasn't seen a video on it, or he hasn't seen it touched upon?
Regarding the Uchiha and the darkness of the Sharingan, as well as the opposite scene in Naruto and what happens when they finally, after so many generations, actually work together and finally...
So the opposite Naruto.
I'm happy to make
Sasuke.
this video because I feel like this was an underlying theme to the entire Naruto narrative that I have not seen touched. So hey, I figured why not touch upon it? Not in the weird way, of course.
Not even say a video. I could look it up on Reddit, but we know it's there.
Feel free to like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you want more. Also let me know in the comments your thoughts on this, as well as future Naruto or any anime content you would like me to make. Link in the description to my Twitter, to my merch, including my Cuz Hashirama Cells merch, because as we know, Hashirama Cells are the most powerful being in the Naruto universe, to the point that they'd even go so far to infect others, and also link in...
That's a guy from My Hero Academia.
Mm-hmm.
And he controls wood, and the joke is that he in fact has Hashirama cells and thus can control wood, and that's where the humor lies. It's not a Naruto character, it's something else.
Okay, why wouldn't it be like sex cells, but Hashirama cells?
Nah, it's fine. This is funny enough. If it wasn't already out of print, I would buy
it. If you were gonna do douchey things, why not go full douche?
Why would you?
Because this looks lazy.
What?
This looks lazy.
Are you telling me that if I knew what that dude's name is, I could look
Kamui
online?
Woods.
You want to explain that?
Which part?
That might have been a commissioned one. I'm not seeing it. I figured I'd just see a... Nah. No, it might be a commissioned one. Alright then. I thought it was just some lazy PNG that he just went, alright, let's just slap this on his shirt. Yeah, no. We're not getting this. We're not getting anywhere here.
Yeah, no. I didn't think so. Yeah, this looks very lazy.
That's fine.
I don't think it is.
Things can be lazy.
But this is very lazy. Things shouldn't be lazy if you intend to sell them.
That they'd even go so far.
Also, this is horrible for branding if he doesn't have his brand on it somewhere.
Nope, it doesn't. Maybe it does on the back. No, it doesn't on the back because we can see the back.
I always, if I were to ever do merch, I would do whatever I want to do on front and then the logo on the sleeve.
That'd be fine.
To the point that they'd even go so far to infect others, and also link in the description
but that probably costs
to my
more money.
Patreon. All patrons are invited to the Discord server, and the help to the channel is really appreciated. I wanted to
Do you think if we were to ever get popular and we would have a separate Discord just for patrons.
Nah.
Yeah.
What's the point?
I don't see the point either.
I wouldn't want to like answer the same question over here, and then that seems like I would kind of feel like obligated to engage, because our Discord, I'll hop in there whenever I feel like it, like, hey, what up? But over there, like, every time somebody says something, I'm like, hey, it's me. Nah.
Thanks for the $3. I must now talk to you for an hour.
I'm obligated to do so.
Especially thank King Beat My Meat, Sage of Snake, Pop-Up, Grumpy Welshman, Lazy Ronin, Girthy Worm Jin, Alison Stricker, JD Finchery, Lazy...
These are his fans.
What, you're not digging Girthy Worm Jim? That's not to
Beat
your
My
taste?
Beat My Meat, what was the first one?
Sage of Snake, Pop-Up. Channel is really appreciated. I wanted to especially thank King Beat My Meat, Sage of...
My apology, Your Highness, because it was indeed King Beat My Meat.
Don't disrespect a monarch. He comes from a long line of meats.
King Beat My Meat the third, sir, if you would.
My goodness.
Charles Beats My Meat.
Snake, Pop-Up, Grumpy Welshman, Lazy Ronin, Girthy Worm Jin, Alison Stricker, JD Finchery, Laser, Sash...
Okay, why couldn't it at least be Girthworm Jim?
That was taken.
So why would you just add some numbers? 69. Since you just want to be so
Not
on
as
the
too
nose.
lazy.
Hey, Girthy Worm Jim ain't? There's not even a pun on it anymore.
Maybe their name is Dorothy. So it's like...
Dorothy?
No, it's Girthy, and Girthy sounds kind of like Dorothy. And
No, it sounds like Dirthy.
You know.
Grumpy Welshman, Lazy Ronin, Girthy Worm Jin, Alison Stricker, JD Finchery, Laser, Sash, Frisky Dingo, Rari, MD, Praise Lord Girugameshu, Hugh, Billy Thompson, Salve Says, Zindergarten, Sergeant Malarkey, Divine Reigns, Miku, and TM Philly. But I also wanted to thank the Lord Tweeger Rank, Anthony Booth, Large Blab, Cream My Pancake, Portland Doing,
Cream my pancake.
There's a popular phrase called cream my pants, and that was a subversion of that phrase, going into cream my pancake.
Okay, so here's the thing. I looked up the definition of subversion because there was a interview with Grant Morrison talking about Superman and how the article starts out with saying he speaks against, people of the subversion trope of evil Superman or whatever. Subversion does not mean what y'all think it means.
Beam Isha, Tea Kui, and the God Usopp Ring, Tyler Schumacher, Dark Element, Sonny Parks, and Maurice Luis Dreyfus, whose name I pronounced wrong in every single video, just like a Matsudasu. So remember, fam, change your fate. It's doable.
Not in JoJo. Well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter.
It does, it doesn't, and it doesn't matter.
Is it a fate if it only happened 2 times that we can see?
I mean, I'm sure they were fated to fight and everything, but I don't think they're fated for the Uchiha to die or whatever.
I mean, isn't it once a coincidence, 2 is a pattern, 3's... I'm probably butchering that.
I don't care.
Okay.
Stop with the fate. Stop with the fate.
But this is an underlying theme of Naruto.
No.
The cycle of hatred, fate, hard work, all that other stuff.
Themes
whatever theme that you need to make this
good.
Yeah. It makes it better.
No, it doesn't.
Disagree.
Exists, of course. And remember to stay weird, fam.
Wait, stop. Please listen real quick.
Just like a Matsudasu. So remember, fam, change your fate. It's doable, assuming it exists, of course. And remember...
Nux.
What was the point of this video if it doesn't?
Nux, no.
A Nux sucks.
No, Nux. Not like this. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that fate does exist. How would one go about changing their fate if they are unaware of what that fate is?
Indeed.
He goes, if it exists, so if it does exist, unless we're talking about the most accurate fortune teller of all time, I don't know what my fate is. So how do I change that, Nux?
And you do.
So this is assuming that fate exists in your video.
If it even exists.
Primarily about fate.
Hey, weird fam.
9 is where I was at too.
It was an 8 before.
The fate thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
Don't invalidate your video like that.
Satire of what, sir? I'm so tired of the word satire because satire means you are satirizing something. What are you satirizing?
Here is where he would have 4 videos on the screen and...
Okay.
No!
Okay.
Oh, please be right. Oh, please.
Oh, no, I'm sure you're right, but I just want to see what they are.
Okay.
If... Because, you know, it might be the old system. Yeah.
Stay weird, fam.
Yeah, this seems like the old system because recommend it.
Yeah. So he had a satire video there. And I'm sure it was good. Yikes! Nux never fails to deliver.
Never.
You know what? Let me look up Nux Taku and satire. He might just throw it in his tags. God of Parody, Gintama. No, that's not a satire.
That's satire.
Boruto Abridged, episode 1.
That's not satire.
Why don't we hear a little bit of this? This classic Nux comedy.
So, Boruto, why don't we forget the whole I destroyed your village thing and we become allies, eh?
How about you forget these kunais can stab you and give me a hug?
How many episodes is that?
2.
Just 2?
Yeah, because I went through his Naruto playlist to see what else he had, and those 2 episodes were in there.
He has so many abridged. Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
No, we're not gonna do anything.
Whenever we do the next live stream, we'll pepper in an episode
of what?
One of his abridged series.
Okay, we'll do that. Here, how about this? And we'll hold off on the next part of Demon Slayer since it's Naruto month, and the next Naruto stream will be that instead.
There you go.
I'm at the next live stream.
There we go.
Yeah, we're out of here because this is terrible. This is just draining.
It's quite bad. Oh my goodness.
What?
Do you want to hear what episode 2 is called?
Do I?
Boruto Abridged, episode 2. Respecting Women 2017. Respect is spelled Respecting, and Women is spelled Whamen. Very curious about this.
How many incels do you think is a Nux fan?
Magician clown, homosexuality. Soon to feel the burn, and we're not even done. 5 minutes to run, and even Janice could have won. Now lots more running through a swamp. Like a begin chasing some pigs. Fishing rod, I'll hold back my job.
Is this just a musical?
Eyewitness reports tell us of your single-handed victory against Creature 0487, condemned. How did you do it?
Well, with justice and humility on my side, I just simply cannot lose. That's what made me become an official hero. It's not for the fame. Are you getting this?
Hey, Master, I just became an official hero. Now we can fight crime together.
Go crawl up a chicken's ass and wait. It's your only chance at getting laid.
Yes, Master, I'm on it.
And while he finds a big enough chicken, I'll become an official hero. I'll even wear my new badass costume for the kid.
You sure you want to do that? You sure you want to watch that?
Nux has a problem that his voice is so distinct that he can't properly mask it.
Mm-hmm.
And they all just sound like him, just doing a slightly deeper voice.
Or slightly lighter voice.
Yeah, this was a mistake. Just cut that all out. Just cut it. I ain't doing this.